Hello. So in today's video, we're going to be looking at some more cases on Reddit, some more spooky, maybe paranormal stuff. But as always, look, we'll definitely be looking around, finding the best content. Maybe not always spooky. Maybe it's just someone's ramblings. Who knows? And look, I hope you, the viewer, is definitely enjoying the videos. Obviously, I'm brand new to this. Any criticisms, good, bad, or indifferent, will definitely help. Yeah, look, let me know, what you like, what you dislike. I'm definitely trying to bring in fresh content that I've not seen on other channels. Maybe the content I bring in is shown on smaller channels. I know a lot of the bigger channels like to repeat the stuff. That's not what I'm about. But yeah, look, as always, let's get going into our first story. So our first case comes from the Paranormal Encounters subreddit, titled "Ghost Moves Barriers." The OP typed this out. This is at an airbase in Germany. My friend sent me this. He said he got dispatched to go check out if anyone moved the barrier because people noticed it was open when they left it closed. This is what he saw on the camera when he checked. Yeah, look, so as you can see, it's a barrier blocking a road, swings out 90 degrees by itself. Look, it's definitely weird. We'll watch it again. Yeah, look, it's definitely odd. Definitely nothing there that looks like it could possibly move it. I mean, look, some in the comments speculated maybe wind, but based on the video, you can't really tell if it's windy or not. Look, so someone said, they said maybe there was a plastic barrier not filled with water. Then someone commented, look, they make plastic versions of these barriers. They're still fairly heavy, but not like the concrete ones. I don't think this is paranormal, but it's certainly odd. It looks to me like one side of the barrier is bolted down and the other isn't. That 90 degrees turn is just so smooth. I struggle to believe that there's not a more logical explanation than the OP replies. Look, I looked it up. The plastic ones weigh 1 to 200 pounds. A standard plastic barrier, like a plastic jersey barrier, typically weighs between 1 and 200 pounds when empty, depending on the size of model. When filled with water, it can weigh between 1,300 and 2,000 pounds. Look, so it's definitely interesting and different. You know, People saying wind or tripping, the light poles would be bobbing back and forth, and there'd be debris if the wind was that strong, let alone the other identical barrier, it wasn't affected. The theory doesn't fit the evidence. Doesn't mean it has to be a ghost, but it's clearly not wind. Then, given the fact that even if it was a plastic barrier, 1 to 200 pounds and wind, that would require a lot of wind. And look, as this person pointed out, there's no debris on the ground or anything. Look, is it paranormal? Maybe not. Is it spooky and creepy? Definitely. Is there a logical explanation? Maybe. Who knows? But look, given that there's not much else to go on, we may never know. And now let's move on. So this next post comes from a Ring camera and was originally posted to the Ring camera community. And it's now posted on Paranormal Encounters subreddit. So this is the OP posts creepy voice on my Ring camera. Anyone else experience? Hey everyone, first I'd like to mention that I did originally have this in the Ring camera community, but some suggest that I should also post it here as well. So last week, time and date stated in the bottom right corner, and reading my Ring camera picked up something really weird, and I'm honestly creeped out. You can hear a voice speaking in Spanish, almost like it's coming through the camera itself. This is not anyone from my house or any of my neighbors. So now I'm kind of freaking out. My Spanish isn't perfect. I think the voice said something like "to come to go." If anyone here speaks Spanish and can make out more of it, I'd really appreciate it if you could chime in. I have no idea what this could be: glitch, hacking, paranormal, something else. Whatever it is, it feels off. Has anyone else had something like this happen with the Ring or other security cameras? Some questions, comments I had from the original post. I do have other cameras and one facing my front entryway. I live in Miami, Florida, so Spanish is very common, though mine does need some work. This was not any of my neighbors or anyone in my household. The shadow you see is a potted plant. 10 minutes prior to this, I had walked out the front door to grab something from my car. We took all security measures recommended. So now we'll play the video. So once that, so so as you just heard, definitely something coming through this person's Ring camera. As some people in the comments said, someone from Mexico commented, "Hello, I'm from Mexico." It seems that is saying Decide el Principio. Yeah, I'm not even gonna attempt that. Sorry, I don't want to offend anyone. It's part of a prayer. It's Catholic from the beginning and from centuries and centuries. Amen. It's creepy indeed. Thank you for your comment. This is creepy. Wow. I don't speak Spanish, but I heard the amen. Look, I definitely heard the amen in that. Hope that you, the viewers, heard that. As someone else commented, your Ring is connected to the cloud and your Wi-Fi, and it's very possible it picked up some random connection or interference. I think that's probably what happened here. Paranormal, no. Definitely creepy as, look, you definitely don't want your Wi-Fi or internet connections picking up random sounds or voices. It's this sort of thing definitely highlights the need for internet security, VPNs, firewalls, etc. It's you just got to be careful out there. Someone sounds like someone stalking you and or your home for robbery. Maybe notice you had a camera and left and said, "Look, I don't think it's that." Look, it's as I said, it's definitely creepy, definitely weird. Some people are trying to guess the language. Someone says sounds like Portuguese. Y- You know, um, as I said, someone that's strange. My Ring doorbell cam picked up something similar. It sounded like someone licking their lips, and they were not inside of the camera. As I said, look, these sorts of things definitely highlight the need for security on your home network because it's weird, it's scary. Anyway, on to the next one. So this next one is titled Real Ghosts. So a couple of years ago, I was hanging out with my cousin at his house while we were home alone. I'm not sure how, but we ended up on the topic of ghosts and paranormal stuff we have experienced. I tell a couple little things that have happened to me, but it was nothing big. A couple shadows or doors closing by themselves, typical stuff. All of a sudden, my cousins start to visibly get uncomfortable. He told me that I have to sleep over. If he was to tell me this next story, I was like, okay, bro, relax. It's not that deep. Then he starts to cry, like tears rolling down his face and shaking. That's when I really started to get freaked out. I tell him, okay, I'll sleep over. What is it? He then told me that when we was about 14, we were both 18 now, that he was hanging out at one of his friends' house in her room. By the end of the night, they were goofing around, taking some selfies and pictures together. And that was it. He went home and didn't think much about it. But then the next day, he was going through his camera roll and looked at the selfies. He realized he caught something in the background. When he showed me these pictures, my heart sank and I felt true fear for the first time in my life. I still get goosebumps thinking about it. These are the pictures he showed me. The pictures were taken in a span of about 5 seconds, being taken back to back. Seeing a ghost picture online and being shown a picture from someone you know and knowing the pictures are real made this extremely disturbing for me. These are those pictures. My cousin is in the bottom right corner taking the photos. So these are the pictures. So this is, I'm guessing, the cousin's down here, and this is the cousin's friend. As you can see, just a normal photo, two people just goofing around. We go to the next one. There's the friend goofing around, and then it looks like something here in the background. So according to the OP's cousin, they were alone at the time when this was taken, and these photos were taken in a span of 5 seconds, so quick snap, if you will. Then the next one, and nothing there. Well, yes, this photo is a bit blurry. This one's not as blurry, but look, there's definitely something there. It's definitely sort of see-through, maybe, but it's definitely creepy as I said, so let's looks like a girl holding a can of hot beer, whatever. It's a shadow of a person in the room. OP likely knows this, might even be staged. Regardless, seems like it was posted in bad faith. The shadow isn't even what they're referring to. If you enlarge the photo, the boy is super creepy and unnaturally fat cheeks like some sort of doll. Surprises hasn't got more attention. I posted this last night. Hopefully, more people do see it. You can see the little boy is wearing a plaid t-shirt. You can almost make out his facial features like his nose and eyes. Look, it's definitely pretty creepy. I think some people in the comments are referring to the shadow here, not what is in the background, which is what they're talking about. You know, you can see. So is that a door or window to the outside? It looks like a door in an apartment building, and someone was being super fun, nosy walking by. I believe in paranormal, but I must first be very logical, and absolutely, you have to be logical. You know, you absolutely have to be logical when you think of these things. Is it wind? Is it something? Is it bugs? Whatever it might be. The OP response. It's a window you can see the outside hang lights through the little boy. It's like it's definitely creepy, definitely spooky. Is it paranormal? Who knows? Is it staged? Who knows? You know, does the little boy look transparent? Yes, he does. You can definitely make out the features, but yeah, look, it's definitely something to be worried about. And given that these are the only pictures and there's no further updates, we'll likely never know who the boy is or where he comes from. And on to the next one. So this next one is posted to the r/cults subreddit. AITA for suspecting that my friend is in a cult. So the OP states, I have a friend that is in a kind of religion she is a bit secretive about. She says it is a new religion. The first time we talked about was about how she met her partner. She told me that it's either the parents that introduce you to someone or via a dating app. One time we were outside, I saw a picture of two Korean people, a man and a woman. It looked like a Pokemon card, sorry. It was all shimmery, and she said it was the leaders of the religion. She also goes to all these gatherings and camps. So when I tried to ask about what they do or what are their beliefs, or she gets annoyed and triggered, she closes herself up. I know that they don't believe that Jesus is a miracle but a conceived child. I'm kind of curious to know if she is in a cult or something because I am low key worried. Not that she tries to get me into it or so, but yeah, I kind of want to know. My partner is curious too. Haha. I saw a post of someone on Reddit with two girls from her country trying to recruit him, and he suspected it being the SCJ cult. I'm too skeptical about it. I know it is her life, but usually cult activities don't end well. So then, look, there's not too many comments to this one. Yeah, we'll go through them. So one poster states it could be the Moonies Unification Church, a cult founded by a Korean man, Sung Min Moon, several decades ago. They're famous for mass weddings and often assign members a partner. OP responds, oh, I don't know if her wedding was in mass or so, but I know that they use apps to know people, and it's like all over the world. Sometimes the camps are in neighbor countries here in Europe and all. I know it is not my place to have an opinion, but should I be worried? So then someone responds, like, he's passed away and was replaced by a son who is a bit of a gun nut. Someone else. They were or died in the war right wingers. Then the last comment on this post, with the info given, it sounds like it could either be one of the unification churches, Moonies or SCJ. The one thing that makes me think it could be the Moonies in particular is the picture card. If it looks like this couple, either this or this, it's the bunch of the Moonies still run by the founder's widow. This person, SCJ, doesn't seem to really focus on the imagery of the leader and his wife, and I don't think the broad line Sons of Unification breakaway sect are either. They're more of a gun-based aesthetic. So look, as we can see, obviously the OP is worried for her friend. Like, obviously, as the OP states, that cults usually don't end well. Some cults are obviously not as I want to say not as bad as others in what they require of you, but like no cult is ever good. there's obviously a fair amount of brainwashing involved in these sorts of things, But look, hopefully the OP, I guess, is able to get the answers she requires. It sounds like, look, and even the OP admits this, that it's really none of her business. She's just worried. You know, it's, I guess, as long as her friend isn't trying to recruit the OP or doing any harm, it's really no one's business. But yeah, look, hopefully the friend doesn't end up in a situation, like many other famous cults where they end up in mass suicide or anything of that nature. And anyway, on to the next one. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like the channel, give it a subscribe. And if you want to stay notified for future videos, hit that bell. This next one comes from the DeepwoodsCreepy subreddit. The OP is captioned this ominous figure found clinging to cliff face. So we have a few pictures to look at. So as you can see, it's the OP standing on a cliff, uh, cloudy in the background. There's definitely a good distance between where the OP standing and this whole area over here, which is what the OP is taking a picture of. Then the OP has zoomed in, and as you can see, there's something there. What appears to be two legs, two arms, and a body. It's definitely not wearing any clothes, which is a bit odd. It appears to potentially be clinging to the cliff face. Unfortunately, we don't know if it's real or fake. Um, but yeah, look, it's definitely pretty creepy, pretty odd and bizarre. And this is another picture the OP took. I'm guessing they moved a bit closer. Again, looking at even this picture here, is it is it real? Who knows? I mean, you can't see if the thing has a head or not. If it's a person or maybe a fake mannequin body, it's not wearing any clothes, which is just bizarre. Um, and then the comments, if it's real, the poor thing is hanging from its head, and that can't be very nice. Yeah, absolutely. Look, at first I thought the people who claimed it was features of the cliff that just happened to look like a headless body were visually impaired, but if you look at how the rest of the landscape is shaped, you can see how it's just by unfortunate but cool coincidence the light hit part of this rock face in just the right way to make it look like a crawling naked person. Look, is it a rock formation? Who knows? I don't think there's enough evidence here to say anything either way. Still a pretty cool picture, definitely creepy, definitely weird. Someone read that it could be ice. That's a good possibility, but I don't see any other spots with ice really visible either. But you never know. I wish someone could go do the same spot and take another picture. Look, I'd say two things. First, weird rock formation with the light and shadows just to be in the exact point of view and time to make this appear like a being body. Second, yeah, it's the necromancy, whatever that is. Or someone who died a few months ago or dead in the film. Then the last person, it's a rock formation. Hate to rain on the parade, but it's definitely the rocks. Look, these are the rocks. Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'll leave that up to you in the comment section. On to the next one. So the last one for today's video comes from the r/CrawlerSightings subreddit. It's captioned "Game Camera Photo from near Crystal Mountain, WA." My uncle shared this photo with the family, asking, "What do you think it is?" My thought was instantly, "That's got to be a crawler." And asked if I could share it online. He said to be sure to mention the reflection on the glass is his buddy's finger. Har, har, har. Yep. Okay. Anyway, we move away from the reflection and look at the photo, and as you can see, it's, in the mountains, and then we obviously have the photo, the picture, the sighting in question. Definitely an eyes and a mouth on that one. um, from what I read in the captions, this camera doesn't have a flash, and it's literally been in that spot for a number of months, um, prior to being collected. So it's pretty creepy and spooky in and of itself. Do you think, and then there's obviously the comments. Do you think they can see infrared lights? It seems like you don't catch them on game. Because often, even in this instance, it looks like he smiled with flash. My personal thinking is that Crawler Cryptid. It was smart enough to know what a game cam is. According to my uncle, they had the cam up for months, and this was taken the last few days before they took it down. Game cameras don't usually have a flash, but yeah, the eyes are reflective, which is wild. He was mainly curious about what else it could be. He stated that where it was set up, no one could have snuck up to it wearing a mask without triggering other sensors. Most of his spooky outdoor experiences are Bigfoot related, but this isn't Bigfoot. I'm not gonna read that one. I'm not gonna read that one. If that's what you might get checked for pulmonary disease. That nail is close. Look, reflection aside, yeah. Some of these comments about the reflection are pretty wild. I mean, look, I'm not gonna mention go into what it is. It definitely looks like what people are saying it is. But yeah, look, moving back to the potential cryptid. Um, look, it's definitely different. It's definitely weird. Look, as I said, the reflection aside, yeah, it's definitely weird. Is it edited? Maybe I doubt it. I don't know how game cameras work. I'm gonna say if that's raw footage, then yeah. Look, it is wild. It is weird. It's spooky, different, and let me know what you think it is down in the comments. And I'm not talking about the reflection. Until next time.